சரி வீடியோ ரெக்கார்டாக போகுது. Good afternoon. I would like to welcome for the another session and the introduction to robotics topic. Myself, Sambasavamar, assistant professor, SNS College of Technology in the Department of Mechatronics Engineering. As I said, like guys, there is a differential layout has been discussed in the previous classes. Now we are going to discuss about the design considerations for the cell workout layers. So normally there is a 7 design considerations we are used in the robot work cell. The first design considerations are modification to the other equipment in the cells. So there is a requirement for each cell equipment. There is a modification for in the cell layouts. And the second one is part orientation and position. How to identify the part orientation and the position of the objects. The third one is the identification problem. The third one is identification problem. Fourth one is protection of robot from its environment. And then the next one is utilities, then the control of work cell, and the final is safety. These are the considerations has to be taken into the designing the work cell. So as I said that what is the first one is the modification to the other equipment in the work cell is so there is a lot of modifications required to interface the robot to the equipment, especially in the cells like special features, control devices, which are in one of the integrated operation which has to be connected within each cell. Based upon that, it will work upon. For example, the work holding nest, the conveyor stops to position and oriented from the parts of the objects. The changes has to be done in the machine to allow by the robots and use of the limit switches and other devices to interface the components plays a major vital role where it has been challenges for designing the work equipments. So the next one is part orientation and position. Normally the robot picks the part from one place to another place, but it has to be delivered into a certain place. So the precision and accuracy and pickup point or should be exactly conveyed to the robot based upon how they have been established, and the precision and accuracy has to be obtained by using these kind of things, and the part must be in known position, and the orientation of the robot to grasp is should be an accurate, which means the orientation must not lose to its an original coordinate. So the activity has been reduced. The next one is the how to achieve these kind of accuracy and position, and the repeatability has to be achieved by using formulated feeder as something else which are used in the automatic feeder. It can be achieved by making the accurate design, and how it has been doing has been obtained by this. And then the part identification, normally the different parts has been kept in a different, like color parts has been different. So if the robot has to take a particular part like red color, so it has to be special optical techniques where the problem has to be identified, the red part is damaged or green part is damaged. So the accuracy has been obtained by using the identification problems, plays a major role where the similarly size or geometries or magnetic part substances and optical techniques or limit switches are to be kept, and that has to be designed to obtain the part identification, to reduce the part identification problems. The electronic tagging also can be used with the pallets, so the parts information are carried out in an information card which can be easily obtained by the robot. The next one is protection of robots from it. Normally there is an hazardous conditions, for that example is a spray painting, right? The hot metal working conditions and abrasive applications or adhesive sealant applications. So the robot has to be protected from these kind of activity. When doing these kind of activities, the robot should not be get eroded or corroded with this use of the corroded with the possibly adverse environment, by example in the usage of sleeves or by using a long grippers where it does not give any effect on the particles. The next one is utilities. The utilities the robot must possess what are the things as recommended, like hydraulic pressure or pneumatic pressure. The furnace has to be considered, furnace has to be needed or not, that has to be identified, and the work cell layout has been design has to be according to that. And the control of work cell. So whatever the robot has been done and whatever equipment has been processed, everything should be come under a control of a single layout. So each process and each individual working conditions has to be assessed, and the design has to be precisely done based upon the control of the workspace. And finally, it should be considered for safety. So safety is an important factor, especially in the human concerns like fences, barriers, safety interpret system with sensors in and around, and the workshop must be provided. So every safety condition has to be obtained from using these kind of measurements, and it has to be done by using the earlier stage of an consideration. So these are the important key considerations has been used for the industry purpose. These are the some of the reference I have taken for the presentation, and these 8 considerations are to be important factor, are to be an important factor considering preparing the cell layout or designing the cell layout. So the cell layout design is important for robot cycle time analysis, that as we are going to see in the next video. And thank you for watching this video. We will catch up the next video using the robot cycle timing analysis. Up to that, bye bye.